I'm sitting in my office at 2:47 a.m., staring at a manila envelope that just destroyed my entire world. My hands won't stop shaking. Inside, security footage screenshots, bank statements, and receipts that prove my wife and my brother have been playing me for 3 years. 3 damn years. The rage in my chest feels like molten concrete. Hot, heavy, hardening into something I can't swallow down. My name's Alex Thornton. I'm 34, made my first million by 28 building commercial properties. Started as a day laborer mixing concrete at 16, worked my way up to owning Thornton Construction. I know how to read blueprints, spot weak foundations, see when something's structurally unsound. Turns out I'm better at buildings than reading people. I met Emma 5 years ago at a charity gala I didn't even want to attend. She was a pediatric nurse, beautiful, compassionate, with this laugh that made my chest ache. We talked for 3 hours straight about saving sick kids and building things that matter. I couldn't take my eyes off her. I love that you build things that last, she'd said, touching my arm. Real things, things people can see and touch. God, what a line. What a perfectly delivered line. We got married after a year. Fairy tale wedding at a vineyard, 200 guests, me standing at the altar thinking I was the luckiest bastard alive. My brother Nathan was my best man, standing right beside me. Gave this beautiful speech about family and loyalty and brotherhood that had half the room crying into their champagne. Alex has always been there for me, he'd said, voice thick with emotion. When Dad wasn't around, Alex stepped up. He's more than my brother, he's my hero. And Emma, you're getting the best man I know. I'd hugged him after, told him I loved him, meant every word. I should have known it was all bullshit right then. We started trying for kids immediately. Emma wanted 4, maybe 5. I want our house bursting with life, she'd say, squeezing my hand. I loved that vision, chaos and noise and love, the kind of home I never had growing up. Month 12 of trying, we saw a specialist. That's when Nathan entered the picture. Nathan's 3 years younger. While I was building an empire with my hands, he got a degree in medical lab technology. Worked his way up to senior lab tech at Riverside Fertility Clinic, where we were getting treated. Don't worry, bro, he'd say, clapping my shoulder. I'll make sure you guys get the best care. I'll personally oversee everything. You can do that? Emma had asked, voice full of hope. For family, absolutely. I thought I was blessed. Emma thought it was fate. Nathan being there means it's meant to be, she'd said one night, tears of joy in her eyes. Yeah, meant to be the worst betrayal imaginable. First IVF round, failed. Dr. Morrison said sometimes it takes a few tries. Emma cried for 3 days straight. Deep, broken sobs. I held her on our bathroom floor at 3 a.m., told her we'd keep trying. That money wasn't an object. What if it's me? She'd sobbed. What if my body just can't? Hey, we're in this together. Whatever it takes. I'd have given everything, and she knew it. Nathan brought over Chinese takeout that week, sat with us while Emma cried, mascara smudged like bruises. It's tough, he said, but you guys are strong. I'll do everything I can to help. That's what family's for. I squeezed his shoulder. Thanks, man. Having you there means everything. The memory makes me sick now. Second round, 4 months later, failed again. Emma took it harder, started drinking more, hands trembling when she poured, stopped going out. I suggested therapy. She turned on me, eyes flashing. A therapist? You think talking is going to fix my broken body? That stung, but I let it go. Grief does weird things to people. Nathan was around more, just helping out, he'd say when I'd come home to find them watching TV. Emma shouldn't be alone. Thanks for being here for her, I'd say, grateful. With the Morgan project, I can't be home as much. That's what brothers are for. You focus on work. I'll make sure Emma's okay. I was working 60-hour weeks. Grateful someone was there for Emma. Peace of mind. Jesus Christ. Third round, 8 months ago, failed. Emma went quiet, empty, started picking up extra shifts at the hospital. I started finding wine bottles hidden everywhere. You're drinking too much, I told her. You're working too much, she shot back, eyes cold. Dr. Morrison suggested a 6-month break. We took it. Things got better. Emma seemed lighter, started smiling again, initiating sex. I feel like I'm coming back to myself, she told me one morning in bed. I thought we were healing. Then 2 weeks ago, I found her phone on the counter. She was in the shower. A text popped up from Nathan. Miss you already. Can't wait for tonight. Same place, face blowing a kiss. My blood went cold. My hands started tingling. I told myself it was innocent. My birthday was coming up. They were planning something. But my gut, the same instinct that tells me when a contractor's cutting corners, started screaming. The shower shut off. I set the phone down exactly where I found it, hand shaking. Emma came out wrapped in a towel. Hey honey, you're home early. Finished the inspection faster than expected. She kissed me. Want to grab lunch? Can't. Budget meeting at 2. Rain check then. She smiled, completely normal, and I started paying attention. Really paying attention. When you've built as many structures as I have, you learn failure never happens all at once. There's always signs, small cracks, water damage hidden behind walls. You just have to know where to look. I started looking, and every single thing I found felt like a hammer blow to the chest. Tuesday night, Emma kissed me goodbye at 6 p.m. Double shift tonight. Don't wait up. You sure you're up for it? You look tired. We need the money with all the IVF costs. Plus it keeps my mind busy. She grabbed her thermos, touched my cheek. I love you. Love you too. She left in scrubs, thermos in hand, looking every bit the dedicated nurse heading to save lives. I waited 30 minutes, guilt eating at me for not trusting her. Then I called the nurses station at her hospital. Hi, I'm trying to reach my wife, Emma Thornton. Is she working tonight? Emma, hold on, let me check the schedule. Keys clicking. Long pause. No, sorry, Emma's not on tonight. She's on day shift exclusively now. Has been since August. My throat closed. The room started spinning. Since August. Yeah, she requested the switch back in August. Said she needed better work-life balance. Is everything okay? Yeah, I must have gotten confused. Thanks. I hung up, sat there in my empty house, staring at the wall, feeling my world crack apart. August, right after our third failed attempt, I opened my laptop, started digging. Hotel charges jumped out. The Marriott downtown. Every Tuesday night for 5 months. Room 412. $189 plus tax. Like clockwork. My hands shook so badly I had to set the laptop down. Had to put my head between my knees. Venmo transactions to Nathan. Small amounts. $50 here, $100 there. Note said, dinner or coffee. Nothing suspicious alone, but dozens of them, going back 2 years. Phone records showed Emma and Nathan texted constantly, called each other 3-4 times daily. Long calls, 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours when I was out of town. How had I not noticed? I checked our joint savings. We'd set aside $200,000 for IVF and baby expenses, used about $75,000 on 3 rounds, but there were other withdrawals. Cash, $500 here, $1,000 there, $23,000 total, just gone. Friday afternoon, I told my foreman I was sick. Wasn't a lie. I felt like I was dying, like my heart was trying to claw its way out of my chest. Drove to the Marriott downtown and parked across the street in a coffee shop parking lot. Ordered a black coffee I couldn't drink. My hands were shaking too badly. Waited. 4:47 p.m. Emma's white Honda pulled into the parking garage. My wife. The woman I'd promised to love and cherish forever. The woman I'd held while she cried. The woman I'd have died for. My phone buzzed. Text from Emma. Working late tonight. Crazy busy. Love you, red heart. Love you. While she was pulling into a hotel parking garage to meet my brother. While I sat across the street watching her betray me in real time. I texted back. Love you too. Be safe. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the phone. 5:03 p.m. Nathan's truck followed. That stupid truck I'd helped him buy 3 years ago when his old one died. I'd co-signed the loan. They went in together. Her hand on his lower back. Familiar and intimate. Him carrying an overnight bag like he'd done this 1,000 times before. Like it was routine. Normal. Easy. Like my entire life wasn't burning down around them. The pain was so intense I couldn't breathe. Literally couldn't draw air into my lungs. Stars danced in my vision. My hands were white-knuckled on the steering wheel, and I realized I was making this low keening sound in the back of my throat like a wound wounded animal. I watched the fourth floor, watched the windows light up one by one as people checked into their rooms, started their affairs, lived their secret lives. Room 412 lit up, their room, their special place, built with my money. I wanted to storm in, kick down the door, but I'm a builder. I plan, I measure twice, cut once. So I drove to Riverside Fertility Clinic instead. Dr. Chen was still in his office. I know him from the golf club. Alex, he said, smile fading when he saw my face. What brings you by? I need to ask about my IVF treatments. My voice cracked. His expression shifted. Of course. Come in. Nathan said he was personally overseeing our case. Is that standard? Dr. Chen frowned. Family members typically don't work directly on relatives' cases. Conflict of interest. He pulled up his computer. Alex, Nathan accessed your files 47 times in 18 months. He was in the lab during all 3 preparation procedures. The room tilted. Is that normal? No, highly irregular. He looked at me. What's going on? I couldn't say it yet. Can you get me security footage from the lab? All 3 dates. Why would you need that? Because I think my brother's been sabotaging my treatments. The words hung heavy. Dr. Chen stared at me, then picked up his phone. Give me until Monday. Monday morning, Dr. Chen called at 7:15 a.m. Come to the clinic. No, don't tell anyone. His voice was strained, angry. I was there in 12 minutes. His office door was locked, blinds drawn. A laptop showed frozen security footage. I went through everything myself, he said, voice tight with fury. Alex, I'm so sorry. What I'm about to show you, this is criminal. He hit play. The footage showed the lab. Date stamp, April 15th, 2023. My first IVF attempt. Nathan entered, looked around. No one else there. He pulled out a container marked with my patient ID. I watched him take it to a counter, open it, dump the contents down a sink and replace it with something from his jacket. What is that? A control sample. Sterile medium. No viable sperm. Dr. Chen's jaw clenched. He did this on all 3 dates. Same pattern. This wasn't a mistake, Alex. This was planned. The video showed Nathan relabeling everything, walking out with a satisfied expression. My brother, walking out after destroying my chance at fatherhood. I made a sound between a sob and a roar. Why? The word came out broken. Dr. Chen pulled up another file. After you left Friday, I checked Emma's records. He turned the laptop. She's had 3 prescriptions filled for mifepristone in 18 months. What's that? Abortion pills. The room spun. I grabbed the desk. The dates align with 2 weeks after each IVF attempt. The clinic's tests were negative because nothing viable from your samples could create pregnancy. But Emma was pregnant, just not with your child. The floor dropped out, while I comforted her, while I held her as she cried about our failure, while I promised we'd keep trying. She was carrying my brother's baby, and killing it, over and over. I pulled phone records. We're allowed for investigations. Nathan called Emma within an hour of each sample replacement. Sometimes they'd meet in the parking lot. I have footage. He showed me more videos. Nathan and Emma in his truck, kissing, her crying, him holding her, planning how to destroy me. There's more, Dr. Chen said. Nathan's been falsifying procedure reports and billing your insurance for services never rendered. He's stolen approximately $40,000 from your case. I found 6 other cases he's tampered with. I've already contacted the medical board and police, Dr. Chen said. This is fraud, theft, conspiracy. He'll lose his license, face criminal charges. I need copies of everything, I said. Every video, every record, already done. He handed me a USB drive. I can't tell you how sorry I am. This isn't your fault. I stood legs like concrete. This is on them. I drove home in a fog. Emma was there, getting ready for her shift. She smiled when she saw me. You're home early. Called in sick, I said. Sit down. I need to talk to you. Emma sat on the couch, looking concerned, playing innocent. What's wrong? You're scaring me. I pulled out my laptop, set it on the coffee table. I need you to watch something. The security footage started. Nathan dumping my sample. Emma's face went white. Her mouth opened. No sound came out. Alex, don't say a word until you've watched all of it. I played all 3 videos, showed her Nathan swapping samples, the parking lot footage, the hotel receipts, the Venmo transactions, laid it all out like evidence at a trial. She was shaking violently. Then I pulled out the pharmacy records. Mifepristone, I said, voice cold. 3 prescriptions, filled 2 weeks after each IVF attempt. Want to explain? Her hands trembled. I can explain. Explain what? That you and my brother have been fucking for 3 years? That he's been sabotaging our fertility treatments? That you've been getting pregnant with his kid and aborting them while I thought we were building a family? The words poured out. While I held you when you cried. While I blamed myself. Tears rolled down her face. It wasn't supposed to be like this. How was it supposed to be? We didn't plan it. We ran into each other at a bar. You were out of town. We'd been drinking and then you fucked him. She flinched. It was one time, a mistake, but we couldn't stop. And when you wanted IVF, Nathan said we should end it, but what? I was pregnant, with his baby. I didn't know what to do. Silence except for her crying. So you let me think we were trying. Let me pour $75,000 and 3 years into fertility treatments while you were carrying my brother's child. And then you killed it. I didn't want to hurt you. You didn't want to lose the money. You didn't want to lose this house, the cars, the lifestyle. So you strung me along. Alex, please. The front door opened. Nathan walked in. Emma, you left your... He saw me. Saw the laptop. Stopped dead. Hey brother, I said, the word like poison. Come watch the show. He looked at Emma, crying. I know everything, I said, taking a step toward him. Dr. Chen pulled the security footage. Every single time you sabotaged my samples. The medical board's been notified. Police too. They're building a criminal case right now. Nathan's face went gray. Actually gray, like all the blood drained out. He swayed slightly, had to grab the doorframe. Alex, listen, please, let me explain. Explain. I laughed and it sounded unhinged. What's to explain? I've got video of you dumping my samples down the sink. I've got Emma's pharmacy records showing she aborted your kids 3 times. I've got hotel receipts, bank statements, phone records, text messages. What exactly are you going to explain? It wasn't supposed to happen like this. No, you listen. I stepped closer, close enough to see the fear in his eyes. Good. He should be afraid. You sabotaged my fertility treatments. You stole from me, not just money but time, hope, the chance to have children. You stole 3 years of my life. You stole my future while pretending to be my brother. It wasn't like that. What was it like? Because from here, you systematically destroyed your brother's chance at having a family so you could fuck his wife. He had no answer. Dr. Chen's testifying. The medical board's investigating. You'll lose your license. Face fraud charges, theft, conspiracy. I stepped closer. I've got lawyers filing a civil suit. Emotional distress, fraud, alienation of affection. I'm taking everything. Alex, please, get out of my house. Emma stood. Where am I supposed to go? I don't give a damn. Go to a hotel. Go to his place. Go to hell. But if you're not out in 10 minutes, I'm calling the cops. This is my house too. Not anymore. I pulled divorce papers from my briefcase. You're being served. I've frozen all accounts. Changed all locks. Your stuff will be on the lawn tonight. I looked at Nathan. You've got nothing to say. He stared at the floor. Pathetic. Cowards, both of you. I walked to the door and opened it. 10 minutes. Then I call the cops. They left. Emma crying hysterically. Nathan helping her to his truck. I watched them drive away. Then I locked the door, sat on the floor, and let myself fall apart. I cried until I had nothing left, until I was empty, until the sun set and darkness surrounded me. And then, slowly I stood up, because that's what you do. You rebuild. 3 months later, I'm in my lawyer's office signing the final divorce decree. The pen feels heavy, but my signature is steady. Emma tried to fight it, wanted half of everything. My attorney shut that down with the evidence. She ended up with $50,000 and her car. That's it. Nathan lost his medical license permanently, pled guilty to fraud, theft, and malpractice, got 2 years probation and a $100,000 fine. Last I heard, heard, he's managing night shift at a grocery store, from senior lab tech to stocking shelves. The fall was steep. Dr. Chen's clinic settled with me for $500,000. I used it to start a scholarship fund for kids who want to go into construction. Something good from something terrible. The money doesn't fix anything. Can't buy back 3 years. Can't erase the memories. But it's something real. Emma moved 3 states away. Last I heard, she and Nathan aren't together anymore. Turns out their grand love affair couldn't survive actual consequences. Funny how trash takes itself out. I sold the house. Too many ghosts. Bought a smaller place on the water. Been fishing at dawn, reading, working on classic cars. Just bought a '67 Mustang that needs restoration. Things I used to do before I got married. My company's doing great. Landed 2 major contracts this year. Turns out I work better when I'm not distracted by a crumbling marriage. You seem lighter, boss, my foreman Miguel said last week. More like the old Alex. Yeah, I'm coming back to myself. Dr. Morrison referred me to a therapist. Dr. Stevens, ex-Marine, doesn't take bullshit. Helped me process the anger without letting it eat me alive. Taught me that anger is just grief in disguise. You're not angry they betrayed you, he said. You're grieving who you thought they were. The brother I thought I had. The wife I thought I married. Those people never existed. I was in love with masks. Grieving ghosts. That realization hurt worse than anything. But it set me free. Some days are still hard. I still get pissed thinking about the time they stole. The lies. Sometimes I wake at 3 a.m. with rage burning in my chest. But I'm learning to sit with it, feel it, let it move through me. And slowly, it's getting better. Here's what I learned. When you're a builder, sometimes you've got to demolish before you can create something better. Tear down the rotted structure. Clear the foundation. Start fresh with solid ground and honest materials. That's what I'm doing now. I'm not dating yet. Not ready. But Dr. Stevens says that's normal. Fill yourself up first, he told me. So that's what I'm doing. I'm coaching youth baseball on weekends. 12-year-olds, full of energy and hope. They don't know my story. They don't know about the betrayal or the divorce or the nights I cried myself to sleep. They just know Coach Alex always shows up, always brings the good snacks, the real stuff, not the cheap knockoffs. Always believes they can do hard things. Always sees potential in them even when they strike out. There's something healing about that. Pure. Watching these kids learn and grow and fail and get back up reminds me that not everything in the world is tainted. That there's still goodness, still innocence, still hope. I'm volunteering with Habitat for Humanity too. Every other Saturday, I'm out there swinging a hammer alongside single mothers trying to build a life for their kids. Veterans who've seen too much. Families who've hit hard times through no fault of their own. We build them homes. Simple homes. Honest homes. Built on solid foundations with no lies hidden in the walls. No betrayals buried in the concrete. And you know what? It feels good. It feels real. Like I'm building something that actually matters instead of just making money. Last week, one of the kids, Marcus with a gap-toothed smile, asked if I had any children. The question hit me in the chest, but not with hollow grief anymore. Not yet, buddy, I told him. But maybe someday. You'd be a good dad, he said, completely serious. His small face earnest and honest in a way adults never are anymore. You're patient, and you don't yell when we mess up, and you always explain things so we understand. I had to turn away for a second, had to blink back tears that came unexpected and fierce. Thanks, Marcus. That means more to me than you know, because here's the truth. They tried to break me, tried to take away my chance at having a family. They wanted to steal that future, but they failed. I'm still here, still standing, still building. I'm 34 years old. I've got time. I've got resources. And now I've got clarity about what I want and what I won't tolerate. I know what real love looks like. I know the warning signs, the red flags, the places where foundations crack. I want someone real, someone honest, someone who sees building a life together as a partnership, not a piggy bank. And I want kids. Maybe through adoption. There are so many kids who need good homes. Maybe through IVF with someone I trust. Maybe the old-fashioned way. I don't know yet, but the dream didn't die. It just got deferred. What I do know, Nathan and Emma thought they could sabotage my foundation, thought they could make me weak. Instead, they just showed me what I'm made of. I'm made of concrete and steel. I'm made of early mornings and hard work and the kind of strength that comes from surviving things that should have destroyed you. I've built million-dollar projects from the ground up. I can build a family too. Just took me a while to realize I was building on the wrong foundation. Now I know better. Now I know what to look for. The cracks, the places where structure's unsound. I know the difference between solid ground and quicksand, between truth and lies. And next time, if there is a next time, I'll build it right from the start. So if you're reading this and you've been through something similar, if someone you loved and trusted destroyed you from the inside out, here's my advice from someone who's walked through that fire. Demolish the broken parts. Don't try to salvage rotten materials thinking you can fix them. Don't patch over fundamental cracks in the foundation hoping they'll just go away. They won't. They'll just get worse until the whole structure collapses on top of you. Sometimes you've got to tear it all down to the ground and start over. Clear away the rubble. Get down to bedrock. Build on truth this time. It's painful. God, it's painful. Like ripping out your own heart with your bare hands. It's expensive, not just in money, but in time and tears and sleepless nights and days when you can barely drag yourself out of bed. It takes everything you have and then demands more. But it's worth it, because you deserve a structure that's sound, a foundation that's solid and won't shift beneath your feet, a life built on truth instead of lies. You deserve people who don't wear masks, who don't play games with your heart, who show up as themselves and let you do the same. And trust me, you'll know the difference when you find it. You'll know the feeling of standing on solid ground instead of shifting sand. You'll know the peace that comes from truth instead of the constant anxiety of waiting for the next lie to surface. You'll know what it feels like to breathe freely instead of walking on eggshells in your own life. I'm not there yet. Not completely. Some mornings I wake up angry. Some nights I lie awake replaying every moment. But those moments are getting fewer, further apart. And I'm building. Always building. That's what I do. Just this time, I'm building with better materials. Stronger foundation. Honest blueprints.